Who's the hoe? Idaho.
I know. I dated her for a while. She's really she's a misunderstood woman. It's like algebra. Yeah, I that one too. I did her for several years.
Are we on?
We're recording, yeah.
So let me ask you a question about, remember breaking news, how important breaking news was when we were young?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was like, you seen it maybe once, twice a month. It would see breaking news. And then you would sit by the TV set and you'd be all nervous. What's going to happen? The world going to end? Every 5 minutes, we got breaking news.
Here now, right? Right?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you a few of them.
Go ahead.
All right, we're gonna cover cartels issuing bounties up to $50,000 a hit, okay, on ICE, CBP, and DHS agents. Something very interesting. You know, this is actually breaking 20 hours ago, Tom, right? Okay, markets trade picking up this global markets rebound and trade tensions escalate. Hostage exchange with Israel and Gaza, which is something massive that we're going to cover. Over 4,100 federal workers laid off with the shutdown. California bans new sales of new Glock handguns under Assembly Bill 1127. And we have a few fun stories as well with Trump and Time Magazine and, of course, the one and only Kim Kardashian. So, but we can definitely start off with the most interesting story and the most peaceful story, which is the end of the Israeli and Hamas war. And I'm actually very happy. I'm very excited that this is over, and I hope this truce stays for a while.
So I'm happy too if it does stick, because we've heard this before. I'm happy that we have the hostages that were alive released. However, it just never seems to amaze me how the left will take this and make it into something even more disastrous by saying, well, what about the dead bodies, right? They didn't even give these people a chance to get off the plane before. A lot of these people were saying that, and they're saying that this was Joe Biden's plan and that Trump and Bibi pushed it until after the election. And why can't we just enjoy the moment of freedom for these people that were held hostage for 2 years?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, people, stop. Everything doesn't have to be political. Just let's enjoy the moment.
I mean, well, how about this? Even Hillary Clinton, of all people, said, well done.
That's right.
Donald Trump. But then that brings me up to The View and Alyssa Farah Griffin, who on The View said that if he gets those hostages out back from Hezbollah, she will wear a MAGA hat on The View for an entire episode.
And she used to work for Trump.
That is correct, sir.
Yeah. Well, then are we going to see her wearing that hat?
Of course not. Oh, there she is right there.
If he does good, if he gets the Israeli hostages out, I promise I will wear a MAGA hat for one day on the show and say, thank you for doing it. Yeah. She'll knock it right off my head. But like, you have to be able to cheer for wins when they happen and then call out relentlessly the wrongdoing.
She has no talent. I didn't think she'd make it this far. That's what he was saying.
No, but she's right. I mean, you should call out the triumphs, that we've had in, recent history, and this is a massive triumph.
They bark a lot until he does it, and then it's not like she's saying this after the fact. She's saying this
before.
This is before.
Yeah, I know.
But let's see if she does it.
And this is exactly what we are all looking for, which is common sense.
Yeah.
You don't have to agree with everybody politically, but if somebody's doing the right thing, don't you think you should call it out?
Yes.
Right?
Credit where credit is due.
Exactly.
Very important.
You don't have to like somebody's personality to what is the word I'm thinking of? To appreciate that they did something good.
I'll bring you one example. Okay, me and Tom were talking about this the other day. So Gavin Newsom just recently signed a law in California where it does not allow artificial intelligence to use the faces of actors or entertainers without their consent. So let's say they're shooting a movie, they don't want to pay Robert De Niro $10 million. They can artificially, design his character into any scene, and for him, not to get paid. And he signed a law for movie studios not to be able to do that, and I think that's fantastic because that's going to take away a lot of jobs. You know,
wait a minute. So the problem was not Robert De Niro and Al Pacino and Matthew McConaughey and Jack Black and Meryl Streep. The problem is that they're going to take the extras.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're going to the background work, which I used to do, which is a lot of work. They're going to take the background people and they're going to fill them in with AI. Is this going to protect them, or is this just for the A, B, C actors?
No, this is specifically for using anybody that's been out there before, and they can't just use their face. So if there was an extra that was in a movie before, they can't just take that extra's face and use it in any other movie. Obviously,
I bet they do.
They will use a different extra. They will use or recreate an extra.
Well,
AI.
the thing is, as a person that is an extra, and you work on so many, like, these are careers. These are guys that make $50,000-$60,000 a year.
Look, California has become the first U.S. state to claim that using AI in order to replace a real actor is against the law.
But is that incorporated into an extra or background?
Any actor. So extra is
yeah,
also
but you're
going
to see it. You're going to see it.
No, I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. But
as a background,
we're talking about where credit is due. I want to give Gavin Newsom credit for signing this into law because I'm totally against for technology taking. I mean, eventually it's bound to happen. It is going to happen. But as much as we can prevent for technology taking away jobs, this is one way.
All right, so check out the SAG-AFTRA site because I think they already negotiated this during the last strike that they cannot use AI to replicate actors.
I know, but this is the look at the bad part of this. So even though this law was signed in, right? Don't you think that Hollywood is going to just create a new character, a new Matthew McConaughey, a new Jack Black, a new comedian who doesn't exist yet, and they'll use that same exact face in new movies, in AI movies, in artificial intelligence movies?
Well, let me tell you a story I was just telling Tom about. I was working on Best Damn Sports Show. They started having bands, okay? And they had like Slayer and the Counting Crows. They would perform in the parking lot, and it was part of the job. Like I worked in props, but they would still send me to Ralph's to go pick up top shelf booze for the green room, tequila, whiskey, scotch. And most of these bands they knew were in recovery or weren't drinking or doing that stuff anymore. And then when the band left, they would tell us, go to there and bring all that booze and put it in my office. This is the producers of the show,
Okay.
So they're going to find a way to not pay somebody because they're greedy motherfuckers.
I know, that's what I'm saying. They are going to find a way.
They will find a way.
I mean, why wouldn't you hand out the top shelf tequila and scotch to the people who are the PAs or the people that are just making $100 a day for 16 hours? No, they don't give. They give it to bring it in my office. I'm going to pick through it, whatever I don't want, and I'll give to the scabs.
But going back to where credit is due, absolutely, Trump should receive the credit. I mean, that's why he's on Time Magazine. That's a story we're going to cover.
What about the Nobel Peace Prize?
Look, well, he didn't get it. I think the Nobel Peace Prize ceremony did it pass, Tom?
Yeah, some woman got it.
Yeah.
Venezuelan.
Yeah.
And
It's
she
the Venezuelan. That's right.
She dedicated it to Trump.
Oh, no way.
Absolutely.
There you go. Then he got it. This lady.
Maria Cornell
Machado. Yeah, she got it. She's an opposition force to what's his name? The president of Venezuela, the dictator. Maduro. Nicolas Maduro. And I didn't know she dedicated it to Trump. Good for her.
She did, absolutely.
Yeah, good for her. And she's in hiding, by the way. She's in hiding in Venezuela.
That's a shame.
Well, yeah, because she's going to go to jail because that's what socialism and communism is. This is exactly what we were talking about last week. Remember, me and you were going at it. That's the difference between this country and a country like Venezuela. When you have a political opposition, you don't debate politically. You just snap your finger. And the
opposition's gone.
Exactly, opposition is gone, or they have to be in hiding.
Don't you think a country with that many beautiful women would just be more relaxed?
Well, maybe he's old and
or maybe they don't put out
his winter schnitzel. Yeah.
Sorry, baby, if you're listening.
And that's exactly what we're discussing, and that's what's happening in Venezuela. And going back to your friend or your cousin, the master's degree, the guy who
became a socialist.
Who became a socialist?
Yes, that's correct.
Venezuela may welcome him with open arms.
But remember, 20 years ago, Venezuela was touted as one of the wealthiest countries in the world until the socialists took over, and now it's one of the poorest.
Well, that's
I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen in New York if this guy wins.
You know, right? They have the largest oil reserve in the world.
Yes.
And that's another reason why we're constantly discussing Venezuela.
And we also have we took out another drug ship recently?
America, we're number one.
I think this is awesome. And people are saying how did you know everybody died and somebody's not, in the water suffering? How did you know?
There you go. Is that the one, Tom?
The comments that come out of people's mouths are just...
Yeah, they're
bringing drugs into the country. They're killing our young people, you idiots.
Tom, was that a Venezuelan drug ship, or was that a cartel, Mexican cartel one? Yours blows up. Oh, there you go. Drug boat. This is in the past month killing 6 more. Yeah, I mean, I don't want that shit coming here. I don't want it more than anybody else. You know.
The U.S. government is sending a message to the world. We're not going to take this anymore.
And I applaud it.
You know what I was thinking today, this morning? I'm like, look, we have Trump for 3 more years.
Awesome.
Right? Okay, that's great, right? But what's going to happen after that? Who's going to come in and imagine, this very...
You don't think he's setting the groundwork for the next guy?
This is
oh my God.
This is hilarious.
Oh my God, that's freaking hilarious. For those of you who can't see, Donald Trump is playing a video game on half the screen, and the other half is a Venezuelan drug boat.
That is hilarious.
And now we have the cartel putting a bounty on the heads of our ICE agents,
that's right. That's absolutely right.
$50,000 a head.
So a recent Department of Homeland Security bulletin alleges that Mexican cartels and criminal networks have placed bounties, cash rewards on federal immigration law enforcement officers, specifically for ICE and CBP agents. It says the amount cited in various reports, I don't know, I'm sure they obtain it in some way, shape, or form, says it ranges broadly $2,000 for obtaining intelligence or doxing, which means revealing personal information, or $5,000 to $10,000 for non-lethal attacks, and up to $50,000 for targeting higher-ranking officials or more serious hits.
Do you the doxing that's putting the information out there, right?
Yeah.
So just for a second, little segue, because I recently found out this Elizabeth with an L Rose, I guess a few years ago, released all of the information on the LAPD officers with pictures and where they live and all that stuff. Yeah, it was under the the Freedom of Information Act. Yeah, Freedom of Information Act, and they were. Now you have undercover.
Why would that be doing the Freedom of Information Act? I mean, you should possibly
undercover people's faces were on this thing that they released.
Under the Freedom of Information Act?
Yes, people that were going into the drug cartels and stuff.
Part of the Freedom of Information Act should be revoked, if that's the case.
Yes, if they're undercover or
imagine that,
or even worse,
that's ridiculous.
Okay, they're in deep cover. Absolutely.
Eric B. Rose, was it this guy that? Okay.
The Watch the Watchers. Yeah, that's the site that this guy put up. She handed him the drive with everybody's information on it,
and he put up this
and he
website?
Created this website. Yes.
So this website shows what the faces and the
faces. Yeah.
Officers?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
It's really
that's dangerous.
So that's what I'm saying. Is this what's going to happen with this?
That's what I'm saying. I was just thinking that imagine if there's an unhappy relative who has a relative who's an ICE agent or a CBP agent, and they just hey, I want to make extra $10,000. I will somehow point out where my cousin lives.
Well,
or your mother-in-law.
Yeah, or your mother-in-law.
Or the issue with that, fellas, is how are they going to collect? What drug cartel is going to cash that check, or what drug cartel is going to send them, a suitcase of cash saying thank you?
They're going to send them a suitcase full of cocaine and say,
here you go.
Here, earn it.
See, look at. Did you see that picture of the cops?
No, can I see it again, Tom?
And the other issue, as we were looking this up, is by cartels declaring war on ICE and our Border Patrol agents.
Oh, wow.
You're actually, daring Donald Trump to come to your compound, whether you're in Central America, Mexico, and, treat you like he would the Hezbollah.
Look,
it tells how much he
badge
made.
Number, serial number, age.
His health
When he
benefits.
was hired, how much he makes, overtime pay, health benefits, retirement pay, unknown.
Why is this anybody's business?
And this is so recent. Look, 2024.
Yeah.
He made $286,000, or that's 206. Oh, wow.
I was
not bad.
at the cigar lounge. I had,
But he's a sergeant too, right?
I found this out through a retired police officer who was talking to another retired police
It has
officer.
his personal email. Does it show his address if you scroll down? What is this? There you go. Possibly. I mean, we don't want to read the entire thing, but there's a lot of information over there. I don't know. So this is something I think whoever released it, they should be put in jail.
Well, they released it was Elizabeth Rose.
Whoever it
Yeah,
was.
she was working she was getting paid over $200,000, almost $300,000 a year working for the.
She's putting the lives of these people in danger.
Yes, she is. Her and the person that created this website.
This is, when we're talking about Edward Snowden and
Yeah.
he released national security information. And it doesn't matter what he released, and some people say great, some people say, not so great. But this specifically, I don't think this should be allowed. If they obtained this through the Freedom of Information Act, that part in the Freedom of Information Act should be banned.
Yep. So, like I said, I was talking to, in the cigar lounge, a friend of mine who's a retired police officer, bike cop, and another retired cop was sitting across from him, and they were talking back and forth, and that's where I heard this information. Cigar lounges are a great place to meet cool people and to get a lot of information.
I mean, Matt, you're a former law enforcement officer. How do you feel about this?
Personally, I'm not thrilled with it. I understand the Freedom of Information Act. I get it. But you have individuals in law enforcement where their privacy should be protected, at least from individuals like this. It's like, 5 years ago when they broke into California and they released the names of all the CCW holders in the state of California. It's asking someone out there to take advantage and target these individuals for anything. And the reason I say anything is I don't want to say that they're being targeted for danger, which is really what it is. You're asking some wacko to look up someone and take them out just because they're law enforcement. So no, I'm not part of it. I understand doing it. If you as an individual want to look somebody up, fine. But to take all their information and release it out there like that, it's like we've gone a little too far here.
So you think they're going to do that with the ICE? I was wondering.
It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Because these.
Somebody's
So
gonna do
what do we do? I mean, it's becoming. We got to get rid of these fucking socialist, communist fucking douchebags in our government that are pushing these agendas and making the American citizen less safe. Because if you take these people stop becoming afraid to go to work or to have these jobs, who's going to do it?
I'll be. And let me just add in. It's a little bit off track, but I have a friend of mine who is child protection, and he's the guy they call when it's really bad. And so when you have the individuals who say defund the police, let social workers go in there. This individual, he's made it very clear. He's like, there are places he is not going without an officer.
Just look how many people there are. Look. I mean, the list is endless.
And so the jobs these individuals perform is important because if they're protecting your social services, then they're doing their job. So they.
And then our friend Gavin Newsom decided that he's going to ban Glock handguns. Okay.
So hold on. He's not blocking entirely the sale. Is he? He's not blocking the sale of Glock.
It's illegal to have Glocks.
My understanding, you can correct me, is a Glock that can be easily.
Yeah, that's my understanding too. Automatic.
Thank you. Easily transformed, adjusted. I can't think of the word. Sorry.
Yeah.
Easily changed to an automatic pistol.
So then the people that buy the gun legally and put it in their gun box with the number, the little code, cannot have it, but the criminal will still have that gun.
Okay, I want to read this.
Yes,
okay,
Yeah.
Southern California Assembly Member Jesse Gabriel, who introduced AB 1127, said he hopes the legislation forces Glock to change its design so switches no longer work. The Glocks have known the Glock have known about the design flaw for a long time. Gabriel said to CBS News, California is the third largest market for gun sales. Gun store owner Eddie Ford explained that unlike some other handguns, Glocks are designed to be customizable.
That's it. Customized. Thank you.
Yeah. But does this completely end or disallow the sale of a Glock handgun here in California? Or is it only banning?
How can you call this a flaw? How can you, CBS News, you're a bunch of fucking idiots. How can you call this a flaw in one paragraph and then say that they created this gun to be easily customizable? It's not a flaw. It's there for a reason. So this is our news system. This is our news coverage from, our media. It's garbage. It's total trash. If you read it, you can find all of the flaws in their article.
Well, again, it's just another attack on the Second Amendment.
Isn't it illegal already to change the switch on any handgun to make it from single shot to multi-shot to make it automatic?
That's my understanding.
You can buy
already here in California, isn't it? I think it's illegal already.
You can buy all the parts for a gun, a kit, and then you put it together and you're
it
good.
Becomes automatic.
No, but there's no registration, no serial number.
If they are banning if this is the case, then slowly they will ban. I don't know. We were talking about a Colt handgun and actually they banned FN. You can't buy FNs anymore in California unless you had one. I have an FN, and fantastic handgun, and you can't purchase any more FNs. I think because it's apparently military grade or police grade type of a handgun. There you go, FN 5.7.
So what are they going to do? They're going to go to your. We know that you have a Glock with the. You could change it into a semi-automatic gun. Can we please have it? Because everything should be registered. So if they pull up a registry of handguns,
the law says that if you had it prior, it's grandfathered in, or if you purchase it from a secondary dealer or whoever on the secondary market
or resale,
that's still okay. So it's not allowing, gun stores.
It's brand new ones.
Yeah,
you can't
brand
buy
new.
a brand
But
new
still,
Glock.
that's stupid.
It's stupid.
It is stupid.
This guy Gabriel. What do you got? Nothing better to do with homeless people in the street, with illegal immigrant gang members in the street, with people going into businesses and saying you owe me $300 a week, or we're gonna break your windows. I mean, don't you got something better to do than worry about this bullshit?
Again, it's assembly member. He's trying to make a name for himself,
Yeah.
and this is what he found that would be the easiest.
He did make a name for himself, dickhead.
And it's California. California love progressive laws. And this is, I guess, you can
This is not progressive. Progressive is making things better.
Yeah.
I mean, they like to put that term out there,
he's saying
progressive.
They're making it better by banning the sale of Glocks.
Teddy Roosevelt was a progressive.
Yeah.
This guy was an incredible, before he got the malaria.
Franklin Roosevelt was a progressive as well.
FDR?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was, but I wouldn't put him in the same category as his cousin. Because I think Teddy Roosevelt was a badass, and he was a lot better leader than FDR.
And he was the first naturalist tree hugger
That's
the world
right.
had ever seen.
Teddy Roosevelt fought with J.P. Morgan,
established the national
the
parks.
bankers, but then they became friends afterwards. Yeah.
He broke up monopolies. He created the national parks. I mean, besides, he was just a badass. He was the head of the Navy for a while.
Yeah, but FDR brought in the New Deal after the war.
The New Deal is full of bullshit.
Why? That's why you have all these freeways today. You kidding me? All the infrastructure was built.
No, that was Eisenhower.
No, wasn't it? No, it was. It started with FDR.
Started
after World War II. America went through this.
FDR allowed the Japanese to bomb Pearl Harbor so that we go into world.
However,
That's what happened, man.
Let's
you
not
are
get
correct because with the road system, because that is one thing America learned in World War II is why were the Germans able to get from place A to point B so quickly because their roads.
Yeah,
and that's why for a while our interstate is still under the Department of Defense.
Okay, you're right. Dwight D. Eisenhower National Interstate.
That's right. Not that friggin' polio guy.
Can you look up then what FDR did, Tom? Look up did FDR start the National Interstate?
Well, they served hot dogs to the King of England.
Yeah, I can't stand FDR. Sorry, and he's married his cousin.
He did not directly start the highway system, but it was initiated earlier.
Very good.
The Federal Aid Highway Act of 1956, which established interstate highway. President Eisenhower, FDR's New Deal program did promote, there you go, infrastructure development, including roads, and that's what I was referring to.
Outstanding.
Yeah, thank you. But no, he was somebody that after World War II just kind of revolutionized America's workforce. He brought a lot of jobs, made sure a lot of factories were back on track and working after World War II. It wasn't only during the war when they were just making airplanes or steel and tanks and whatever artillery, but
They put the woman in the workforce.
He's a progressive.
He revitalized the industrialization of the United States.
There you go.
Which, just to piggyback on, is what Donald Trump's trying to do right now, and people are unhappy.
Oregon now spends more on free health care for undocumented immigrants than on state police. Okay.
I believe it.
In the current 2025-2027, what does it say? Biennium? What does that mean, biennium? Anyways, Oregon plans to spend about $1.5 billion in combined state and federal funds to a program providing health care to people regardless of immigration status. Over the same period, Oregon's budgeting $717 million to the Oregon State Police. So they're spending $1.5 billion on health care for illegal immigrants, and they're spending $717 million on the police force. And they lack a lot of police force in Oregon.
So so you pay for health care, I pay for health care. We pay our taxes, we pay everything that we have to pay, and we got these illegal immigrants coming over here, and they don't have to pay for anything. How is this fair to the citizens of this country?
It may be unfair, but I was thinking about this the other day, but is it also fair to the people, if I understand you may be illegal and a lot of people have this, dogma against illegal immigrants, but if somebody, let's say, gets extremely sick, should they not go to the emergency room because they're not covered?
If they are everybody, no. But how many people are going to and clogging up the ERs because they got a head cold?
That's
okay.
Not the point.
The point is, anybody that is on a bed and a gurney and they need emergency medical because or they die should get it. But that's not what they're talking about here. They're talking about the people who also probably benefit from Medicaid fraud or stuff like that are using these people's names and billing. Come on.
Well, I mean, if you're illegal, how are you going to benefit from Medicaid?
Because they're giving it to you. You don't think these?
So this is the thing.
An illegal gang, of course, can set something up through a proxy. And then use that.
Gangs usually don't do blue-collar crimes, just to let you know.
We just had a bunch of Medicaid fraud in this state.
That's not a gang. That's probably some sort of organized crime. That's a different story.
But that's the same. That's what I'm saying.
Gangs don't commit blue-collar crimes.
I'm not talking about the Crips and the Bloods. I'm talking about organized Venezuelan gangs that went into an apartment complex and kicked everybody out.
No, I get that. But okay, this is where I think we should draw the line. If you are an illegal immigrant, I think you should still be covered through some sort of health insurance.
If
through the
you
state.
if you need it in an emergency, yes, but you shouldn't be clogging up the ERs with head colds or I got the sniffles
However,
because they don't have a doctor, so that's where they go.
I say, if you come here illegally, and you want to get legalized, I think the state should give you X amount of years to become legalized, or at least go through the process of legalization. I'm not saying become a U.S. citizen or get a green card because that takes forever, but at least you can apply for a Social Security card, apply for a work authorization permit, and then you are already in the legal system. If you have a Social Security card and a work authorization permit, you're semi-legal here.
So if you
in the
come here
United States.
illegally and you cross the border illegally, you're breaking the law, okay?
I know, but
So what do you mean? So then we should, come over here. You just broke the law, and we're going to put you in a program.
that's not what I'm saying.
Because then this country would be flooded with people coming over here going, hey, look, you just got to jump over the border.
It was for the last 4 years.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about the people who are
Anybody that needs medical
here,
cover,
who are right now here.
if an illegal
Our borders are
person,
closed.
if an illegal is in a bad car accident and they need medical, they should get it.
Exactly. Not only that, if the illegal.
That's not what this is about. This is not about that whatsoever.
Okay.
I agree with you. People should be, but you should be clogging up the system with a head cold or the sniffles.
And that seems to be the reports that I'm aware of, too, from the hangnails to the sniffles to my child's not feeling well to
So then you as
a
a
crick in my neck. These are the type of things
Yeah.
they go to the ERs for.
so as you as a citizen that came over here as an immigrant who paid your way and took the test and did everything you were supposed to do, now has to wait 2 hours because it's crowded with all these hangnail people
I think it'll be crowded regardless.
because they can't get doctors.
Yeah, no, I get that. All I'm saying is if anybody's here already and if they are illegal, they should still have some form of healthcare coverage. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying open up the borders and have an influx and
Everybody
new immigrants.
they can't refuse service to somebody that is ill.
The Hippocratic Oath.
Yeah.
They cannot. So this is a bunch of political bullshit. That's what this is. Follow the money. Where is the money going? Who's getting the kickbacks? Who's getting it, putting it in their pockets? That's what I want to know because it's bullshit.
The only thing that this does, it takes away more funding from other programs.
Yes.
It's taking away funding from public schools. It's taking away funding from the police force. It's taking funding away from other essential services that,
So that
people
we
in
gotta
the state of Oregon need. I don't know when you've been, last time you've been to Oregon. I was
Never.
there. Okay, I've been there a few months ago, and I've been going back and forth to Portland, and Portland has been getting worse and worse day by day. I mean,
After I watched
downtown
Portlandia,
Portland.
have you seen the show Portlandia?
No, I have not.
After I watched Portlandia, which is a comedy based on Portland with all the progressives, I all of a sudden what do I want to go here for? It's
For
just-
some, well, they have they have beautiful sceneries of their lake in Portland. I'm talking about,
Yeah.
where the river. It's very green. It's not sunny. It rains a lot. It's foggy most of the time, but it's very green. Oregon is very, very green, which we like here in
I was
LA.
there in '92. It was a beautiful city.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it thoroughly. I was working with the Boy Scouts of America at the time. We were headed over to Camp Merriweather for training.
Were they the Boy Scouts or were they the Scouts?
Nope, they were the Boy Scouts.
Nice.
And
So what's your feeling on the change?
well, how about this? I am against it. However, if my daughter was back to being 8, 10 years old, I'd put her in it.
Not the Girl Scouts, you put her in the Scouts.
She didn't like the Girl Scouts, honestly. She wanted to go camping. She wanted to learn how to survive, and these are things I taught her growing up.
So she didn't need to be in the Scouts. You taught her.
She did not need to be in the Girl Scouts. Is what she didn't like. I mean, as little.
No, but even the Scouts, right? So you were saying if she was younger, you taught her all those skills.
These are also skills that, just for the record, I learned from the Boy Scouts because I came from a backpacking troop.
Yeah,
we
but
were
I'm
very
saying that
outdoor-oriented.
they don't need to be. If the parents have those abilities, they don't need to make it co-ed. They can still teach their children all of those skills. I think there's places where boys need to be able to be around boys. That's why I'm a Freemason. I think men need to be around men. There are a lot of young men who are lost in this society.
That's what homosexuals say.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
Are we learning something new about you?
so no, but you know what I mean? There's nothing for men. Women have overtaken everything. There's nothing for men. They have to. I even got to look at female referees in the NFL. I got to look at young girls on the side of ballparks collecting the balls. That's what men used to do that stuff. Well, sure. I mean, little young boys used to do that. But they go, you can't do this anymore. We gotta let the girls do it. No, let them do it at softball. Let boys be around boys and let men be around men. And not all the time, but you gotta let guys be guys.
Well, there are exceptions, and there forget the one woman who is an NFL ref. She must have earned it, because I look at the first captain of.
She must have earned it. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, sure, she have to take the test. You got to.
So if it was between her and a guy that was, they were equal
qualifications.
Then they gave it to the woman over the guy.
Should there not then, if that's the argument you're having, should there be no male nurses?
That's a whole different. This is football. So when we're going to have? They're talking about making women kickers in the NFL because the NFL is an entertainment company, and they don't give a shit about the guys who watch this sport for 40, 50 years. Yeah. They're just taking it away and saying, "Oh, we want to go into England now. We want to go into South America. We want to go into all these other countries. So we have to stop following that DEI bullshit." So once there's a woman kicker, I mean, come on, what are they going to do? You can't block it, or you can't touch her. I mean, imagine a linebacker. Yeah,
that's all I'm going to tell you. She's going down. You're a kicker. She's going down.
Imagine a linebacker.
Quarterback. She's going to get hit.
Yeah,
that's the way it's going to go.
No, they're going to change it.
They want a female in playing with the men.
Yes, they've been talking about this.
Vanderbilt University did that, 2 years ago? They brought out the first female kicker.
Slippery slope, man.
So just because, okay, that makes no sense.
Well,
so it's an all-male team, football, aggressive, slamming each other on the ground.
Yep.
And a female quarterback or a female kicker?
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yeah,
Vanderbilt University was the first one to do that.
Okay, I don't think.
Did you see the?
I don't think that should be. If that's the argument NFL is having, then I don't know. All the leagues possibly can entertain the idea. Maybe have a female pitcher for baseball.
And this takes us back to, should men be on women's sports teams?
Yeah. No. Are they trying to normalize this through that route?
Of course.
Okay. No, I don't think that should happen. Is that the female kicker? Oh Lord.
I mean,
this is for the Vanderbilts.
Look, here's the deal. If she can kick a 50-yard field goal, oh yeah, I'd want her on my team. However, the deal is, young lady, if they come rushing for you to block, see, look at that kick. There you go.
No, I don't want her on my team because women have different energy.
Absolutely.
Okay? And they'll all be trying to bang her. And then there'd be trouble because that's what men do.
Well, if she's hot, yes.
It doesn't matter, man. Look at
I have a question. Can they slap her in the ass because she's a teammate?
There you go.
I got to be honest. That's so incredibly ridiculous. The point is there. The point is there. That's what
men do, right?
Yep.
They slap each other on the ass.
It's sexual harassment
in a non-sexual way.
Some do, some don't.
I was never really into that myself.
but that's what I've seen watching football games. That's what men do all the time, and especially professionally.
Of course,
they just they do all types of different
Sorry,
Leilana
anything
Armenta.
like that. That's why I always touch someone on the arm or on the shoulder, and I've still gotten in trouble.
Is this Tom? This is a male team, and this lady Leilani Armenta is playing with them. This is a college football.
What team is this?
This is your team? JSU.
I don't know.
Tom, what's your feelings on this, Tom? You look.
I mean, if she can boot that ball, I get it.
I don't care what she can do. Just simply, he has a great point. Simply, men will think sometimes, with different parts of their body, and this can turn into a disaster. This can be a disaster for the team.
Then
there's going to be more scandals. And then we're going to have, what was that guy's name? Eric Rodriguez, the guy that killed 2 people at a
Hernandez.
At a club.
Aaron Hernandez.
Aaron Hernandez. Then we'll have a bunch of Aaron Hernandezes here. Or something like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, you must both know men that if a woman was to go, "Hey, how you doing?" The guy thinks the woman likes him.
Of course, yeah.
The moment she touched his arm, she likes me.
9 times out of 10.
And so you're gonna. What they want to do is they want to destroy the patriarchal society.
This is stupid. This is simply stupid.
By doing this, they're going to destroy everything that we built. They can't even. I love women, by the way. But
isn't there a body where allows or disallows this, or is it only specifically through each university?
Probably each university.
I would agree with each university as well.
Does college football have a commission like
football.
all the leagues have? And then there's a commissioner
NCAA.
who says, you can't do this, you can do that.
I don't know.
Is this approved? That's what I want to know. Is this approved by that commission?
On my way over here today, I was cut off 3 times by 3 women.
It's nothing but normal. You know why? Because they didn't look you're coming. This is how women. I'm sorry. Okay, that's not how they do it. But this is just.
Come on, this is for comedy.
This is 3 Lorena Bobbitt's on the way over.
This is being funny, but this is how women change lanes. They turn on their signals. They do 1, 2, 3.
Well, they
don't look in their signs.
Well, they didn't turn their signals on. One was on the 134 and 2 were on the 405. So I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You just cut right in front of me. I'm going like 45, 50 miles an hour.
They didn't realize it. I promise you they didn't.
Of course, they're in their head.
Yeah.
They're in their head.
They're fighting with their husbands.
I'm at a point right now when I meet women, I just say, "Hi, Matt Statler, toxic male."
But speaking of women, one of the most famous women in the world, Mrs. Kim Kardashian, just sold out on her shocking, panties. Have you seen those panties, Rob? I think you would like them.
No, the only thing I know about her right now is she did something with Elizabeth Taylor's biography. That's it.
So look at those panties. Those are hairy panties. They're not even panties.
Pubic hair panties.
Yeah. What are those called? Those are called G-strings or thong? What are those? G-strings? I don't know how women wear
Dental
those.
Floss.
I don't even know.
Could you hang those from your ear and you have a little goatee?
Okay, that's funny.
But I gotta give it to her, regardless, if this is hilarious or not. She's a fantastic entrepreneur.
Oh, these women.
She is incredible.
Kardashians are just
okay. She's incredible, but if she was
money.
If she was 200 pounds, okay, and 5'4", people would not be paying attention to her.
Then she wouldn't be Kim Kardashian.
She started off blowing Ray J in a video, who was Brandy's brother or cousin, and that's how it all started. Yeah, and she sold the video to Vivid, and they edited it and they put it out there. While she said, "Oh, I don't know how it got out there." So,
and she was complaining about the edit.
Oh yeah, she was said there. Oh, she sees cellulite. Cut that.
She would call into Vivid and say, "Hey, I don't like this part. Cut it out."
Yes, because when you cut it, everything's a time code, and then she would watch it, and then the editor would come over to me, who was editing it, and he said, he goes, "Oh, she's calling about she sees cellulite in her stomach or in her ass or whatever, and she wants those cut off. But you only got 10 minutes of a blowjob, and because it doesn't last that long, so you got to slow everything down. You got to find ways to make it longer, make at least a half an hour." That's where she became famous. I have no respect for the woman. I don't care how much money anybody has.
Who would you compare her when you were growing up? Like, she's a socialite, right? I mean, that's what she
I
really
can't
is.
compare her to anybody because she's a pig.
Socialite in the
because
70s, 80s.
when we were growing up, that stuff didn't come out.
That's correct, sir.
So we like Farrah Fawcett was the big thing.
Even a boob shot could have ended a woman's career. Back when we grew up.
Yeah. So we grew up in a whole different moral code. Today, it's all out there.
Now they're selling strings with fur.
Yeah, with fur that simulate pubic hair. Like that other pig, Madonna. Never liked her.
When I was growing up,
I don't like Madonna either.
when I was growing up, it was Raquel Welch for me.
Raquel Welch.
Oh, yeah.
Well, for me, I was kind of quirky. You know who I liked? I liked Cindy Williams from Laverne and Shirley. I had a crush on her. And out of the Charlie's Angels, I liked Kate Jackson.
Dude, respect.
Yeah?
Yeah. Kate Jackson. And what was funny is a couple weeks ago on TV was an old rerun of The Rookies.
Oh, that was a great show.
Kate Jackson before she became an angel.
Yeah, so, I mean, everybody loved Farrah Fawcett. Fawcett. Was it Fawcett? Farrah Fawcett.
Married to Lee Majors for like a year or two.
That's the one. I liked the plain Janes. I didn't like the ones.
She's got a beautiful eyes. She has a nice nose. And then the Farrah is her
Oh, yeah,
hair
she's
that really
pretty.
did it for her. But she really morphed into one hell of an actress. This is what's interesting about Farrah Fawcett.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
And then Jack. So I met Farrah Fawcett at Mel's. She was drunk one night, late night before she passed. I also met Jacqueline Smith when I was working at 208 Rodeo in Beverly Hills. She was in there with her husband. Very nice woman. I mean, Jacqueline Smith was so awesome to sit there and talk to her for she gave her time to everybody. She talked to everybody. Like, oh, Jacqueline Smith, and she gave her time. She didn't go, oh, I'm eating. She was really, really cool.
I like that. Which brings back to go full circle. I actually was at the Game 7 of the Lakers Celtics back in 2012.
Oh, nice.
And I brought the Speaker of the Legislature in, and sure enough, getting out of the car next to me was Kim Kardashian.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I'm like, and my thought was, oh, that's a pretty girl. Who's that? I had no idea. And then she turned around and walked away. I saw that butt, and I went, oh my God.
Who won that game?
Oh, Lakers. That was Game 7.
And they became champions?
And they became the champions. That was Game 7.
That was fixed. Celtics.
Probably.
Whatever it is, you got to give it to her. I think she's a
You do whatever you got to do in this
she's a
society.
great entrepreneur.
Yeah,
She's
you know what? I got to say, I wouldn't call her a great entrepreneur.
Well, she is.
She uses her sexuality to make money and marrying guys like Kanye and stuff like that, right? So I think a great entrepreneur is like something that actually creates industry. Okay,
Fair enough.
creates an industry.
creates business. She doesn't create.
Captain of industry.
Yeah,
She's worth $1.7 billion.
doesn't matter. If you take the sexuality out of it, she would be nowhere. That's the people go, oh, she's hot. Sex sells.
I know,
man.
but she's.
I'm not going to put her in the same category as a guy that built an industry, built like Elon Musk
She's also in law
or
school.
Jeff Bezos, even though I don't like him.
She's in law school right now. You know that, right?
So what is she going to do?
She wants to become an attorney.
She might want to become a politician.
Yeah, she wants to advocate for people in jail who are wrongfully
What
jailed.
does your people? Because I know there's
No,
a
let's not get there.
no. There's
Let's
the
not go.
Armenian. There's Armenians that love her, and there's
it's a mix.
Armenians
It's
that
a
don't
mix.
love her.
Yeah, there's Armenians that love her. There's some they love her for putting out the Armenians on a bigger spectrum. A broader map in the world.
Then Cher.
Well, this is the thing. A lot of people don't know that Cher is Armenian. Her name is Sherilyn Sarkisian. Okay, that's her real name or legal name, but she just goes by Cher.
Yeah.
But Cher is an American icon.
Of course.
I mean, she is no different than Elizabeth Taylor. Let me put it this way.
So I will put Cher on a pedestal before I put this woman on a pedestal.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, but we don't have any shares right now.
No.
I mean, when I say
We're
share,
sitting in chairs.
what happened? We're singing shares.
No, we're sitting in
We're
chairs.
sitting in chairs. We are. But she is wonderful. I mean, and they did something together, I believe, about the genocide, or they went, I can't recall anymore. I don't know if they went to Armenia together or something like this.
I saw Cher once. I was at an event with President Barack Obama, and Cher rolled in with this beautiful sequin gown and, literally about 20 or 30 puppies behind her. And I'm looking at Cher, and even I was just like, wow. Now, of course, she was at least, this is 10 years ago. So how old was she?
She's now in her mid to late 70s, I think.
And
how old is she?
Even then, she was absolutely striking. I'm like, she looks fantastic.
Well,
She's 79 years old.
Oh yeah,
10 years ago?
When I saw her, she looked just marvelous.
she was in Stuck on You by the Farrelly Brothers, and we were shooting in Fox, and she walked by and
She
she had a
looks different.
lot of makeup. Like she had a lot of makeup.
She's 80.
And not only that, but another thing is she's willing to talk the talk.
She looks like she's in love.
Because I was listening to radio commentator Larry Elder one evening, and he was talking about people working hard, and he called Cher out, and Cher called in the show. And one of the comments she said is, people should not have to work as hard as I did.
Who said that?
Cher. To have a good life in this country.
No,
But knowing her story and how hard she worked, I can understand her
she's a fan.
saying that.
Yeah,
But
she's a fantastic entertainer.
Well, there was
to call in and debate Larry Elder. So that
you gotta give women like Cher props for a reason that when they came around, women weren't really looked at as somebody that could be a billionaire or be something like this. It was people like Cher and probably Meryl Streep. I'm not gonna say Jane Fonda.
was a traitor to this country.
Yes, but they opened up the gateways. Sally Field, all of these incredible American actresses and performers, Linda Ronstadt, the band Heart. They're the ones that opened the door for a lot of these younger people today.
May I throw in Madonna?
Who's that?
I bring up Madonna just because she brought an era of sexuality that she opened up the doors for women on women being sexually aggressive. Sexually, I need a good word for it. That's why I bring her up.
I would argue that Madonna actually was trying to imitate Cher. Okay, and now
Marilyn Monroe.
She had,
not Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn.
Oh, she wanted to be Marilyn.
Madonna?
Yeah,
Well, no, Marilyn is more of an actress. That's how we know her instead of
they do music videos. She also did movies.
That's what Who, Madonna?
Yeah.
No, I know that. But have you seen the video clips or the videos of Cher from the 70s?
Yeah, I grew up watching them.
Okay, she was
Sonny and Cher show.
She was breaking the ice for women because she was dressing in a non-traditional way.
Provocative.
Very provocative. And in the 70s and 80s, that was a big no-no. I mean, look, not this. Tom, if you can pull up a different picture, they had a show there you go, look.
I grew up. That's when I grew up in this time.
This is what was provocative in the 70s. And then Madonna brought in a completely different ballgame.
I liked Lori Partridge. That's who I liked.
You know who's imitating
Susan
Madonna?
Day.
Do you know who's imitating Madonna right now?
Who?
What's her name? Oh, my God.
Taylor Swift?
No, not Taylor Swift. I can buy you.
Madonna.
You don't have to buy me flowers. What's her name?
Barbara Streisand.
No.
You don't bring me flowers anymore.
Hold on,
Lord. What's her name? That singer. She
Anne
is.
Murray.
No. She is so provocative. If you look at one of her concerts,
I wouldn't. I listen. My son. I got to say something about. I'm so happy that I brought my kids up with 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, jazz, classical. My son was playing an album last night in my car because we went to the
Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus.
He was playing this band I never heard of, but they had that 60s, 50s, 60s sound. Brand new band that he went and saw live.
Really?
And I'm like, this is a good band, man.
No, that's
Fonda.
that's Miley Cyrus.
I know.
You see her now? She looks
Jane Fonda.
Really?
That's Jane Fonda's look.
I think she's imitating Madonna, and Madonna was imitating Cher, or at least that's the inspiration.